I'm an earthworm woman. In the mornings, I fill my tanks by breathing the energy of the sea and tasting the power of the sun penetrating my skin. There's an air of no care, which comes with age, and I hold my head up proudly, liking who I've become. I'm not afraid of smells, or dirt, or to walk barefoot across the stones. Sometimes I wade through the shallow water just to embrace its fluid element, my hair often crazy and loose, being pulled by and flying in the wind. I can be glamorous if I want to, although makeup was never my thing. And I've learnt that life is for living, not fearing, and so I absorb it like a sponge. And grand rising, good morning, everyone out there. Just before that shot that comes on just before that is one of my supporters, sponsors. That's the shop that's up in Townsville, which is the Hempflower oils and all kinds of beautiful things that Denise has opened. And I want her to come on because, I want to talk about people setting goals, having a goal and going, okay, I'm going to do it, I'm going to finish it, I'm going to see it to the end, have a dream or have a vision. And that's what I'm currently doing with Marooned. And that's what she did with her shop. So I want her to come on at some point and talk about that. So you can see her details at the bottom of the intro thing as well. Now, just before I bring, she calls herself Bess. I call her Bess. Alicia, I think I call her Alicia. Bess, on. I don't want this to be a heavy, but it will, because we're going to be talking about depression. But just before that, I just wanted to show you these shoes that I bought in an op shop. And I really don't know how you're supposed to wear them. Look at these. I'm just going to bring you on, Beth. Yeah, so that when you walk in them, I think you have to pretend you're on a boat or
Yeah, that's amazing. Are they some kind of space clog?
or maybe it's those plasticky ones, but maybe they're for those people that walk on their tiptoes. They're kind of crocky type things, but also like a
it's
fish.
a fashion croc.
So I thought I have to buy them. They say love on them, so yeah. Anyway, welcome. We had you on once briefly way back with the healer. Can't remember her name.
Teresa the healer.
Yes, Teresa. Good morning.
I met her on this show actually.
Yeah, on this show. Yes.
Yeah.
Right at the start. Kind of a bit fuzzy. This is my second podcasty thing today. I had to be up at 5 today to do this worldwide event with Dr. Darryl Wolf. It was women talking, and so that was interesting. And I just talked about worth, and I talked about women having sort of often lacking worth for some reason. I don't know if it's built into our. You're a little bit fuzzy. What's going on? You weren't fuzzy.
Yeah, sorry. I'm not sure if it's me or you, because you're a bit fuzzy to me. Sorry. Oh, okay. I don't know how to fix it.
I look fine to me. Maybe it's your... No, anyway. No, you're good. Anyway, so I talked about that and I was connecting it up. And this is... Obviously, I'm going to talk about this. I connected it up with the play Marooned that I'm currently in pre-production to make into a film. Because the only way well, no, not the only way. What I want to do is see this film going where the play really can't, and that is as far as possible. Every time the play's been on, people have said, you've got to take this play everywhere, and that would just mean, like, for me, forever, just constantly producing, getting it up everywhere in different casts and blah, blah, blah. Hi, Victoria. So making the film makes absolute sense. And I'm actually really on a buzz now because I feel it's a real mission that I have to do this. And we're going to shoot towards the end of the month, February, which is so exciting. But obviously, it's about suicide. And suicide, people can have depression. People maybe just whatever reason. Who's fuzzy? We're not fuzzy to anyone. Okay, that's fine.
I'm good.
What about yourself, Bess? Have you, you know, and we'll talk about depression. What's your thoughts on it? And have you yourself experienced it?
Oh yeah, look, I'm actually even diagnosed with major depressive disorder, which is, I guess.
Why are we fuzzy?
So am I a little bit shaky because I might just move positions?
Yeah, you're a bit. If you need to move, just move.
Yeah,
I'll talk amongst myself.
Yeah, if you're happy to do that, because I might just have to go downstairs. That's all. Sorry.
Yeah, do good. Look, I just wrote some things down because, and this is, hopefully you can still hear. Came up the age. I don't read the age necessarily, but it comes up on my Facebook page sometimes. And they had an article about dying alone, fear of dying alone, and it's actually a thing called monotophobia, and there's actually a fear of being alone, and these are not really connected to depression necessarily. It's a different kind of thing. Are the fuzz watching? But I would imagine if you feel that way, if you have a fear of being alone, there's a likelihood that you do have some sort of down depression, feelings of go into that sort of area, because when you're on your own, you can really spend a lot of time in your head. Would you agree with that?
Yeah.
Spend a lot of time in your head. And if you've got a person who's got a battle going on in there, and it could be about yourself, or it could be about a situation, or it could be a completely irrational thing. And it could be reality, like grief. I mean, I've got a gorgeous friend. You wouldn't even fathom how she's dealing with her life at the moment. Her son has got dreadful brain tumor and all kinds of battles on top of that she deals with. So her trauma and her grief is through the roof. Depression doesn't even come close, Some people just seem to get hit by a lot of things, and that's rational. But sometimes depression can be irrational. It's a mood. Anyway, hopefully you can hear yourself talk now.
Yeah. Sorry, I think it might have just been my internet.
Perfect.
So
Doesn't she look good, everyone?
Oh, thank you. I re-dyed my hair recently. So.
That's not your face. It's your face glowing.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, well, I mean, I think it's kind of shining through a little bit that I'm kind of getting a bit more on the up. Like I definitely lost. I guess the best way I can describe it is that I felt that I lost a positive energy that I always had. And it took me a really long time obviously I recognized it to some degree, but just really figuring out how to find that energy again was really hard. And it was definitely a period of time in there that even for the first time in my life, I even had the suicidal ideology sort of
Wow.
thoughts through my
Yeah.
head, like, it was kind of like, would anyone notice if I wasn't here tomorrow
Oh,
kind of,
this
that
is
sort of thing. Yeah, and it was pretty hard to deal with because I'd never even had that before as well, even though I've certainly gone through bouts of depression.
mm.
And
Just on that, what do you think it was from? Do you think it was real? Do you think the depression was, you could put your finger on it, it came from here?
yeah, look, for me, it was obviously it wasn't just one thing. There was a culmination of things, and
Yeah.
funnily enough, like, obviously, I lost that energy sort of around the start of lockdowns where I really was
Mm,
beginning to be lost, but the hardest year was actually last year for me.
mm,
It took that long to lose everything, and I couldn't, and because I was trying to grasp back at that positive energy, and I couldn't get there because of the circumstance around me just kept snowballing and snowballing, got to a point that I'd pretty much lost everything. I barely scraped through, even having a roof over my head at
yes,
some
I
point.
remember that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and even now, like, I've had a situation where I was in a place on my own for a really long time that was really unhealthy for me, and I also had to get out quickly because there was a weird landlord situation. So the the if I hadn't found this place where I've landed at the
Mm.
time, I could have very well ended up on the streets because it's so hard to even get a place these days. And,
Oh, I know, I know.
mm,
I might have to move because they wanna put our rent up, and I'm like, I'll
mm.
fight it, but I know I went to look at somewhere recently, and there was, like, streams of people there.
Yeah, and that's the thing, like, I recognized all the things that were going wrong, and I really had to go, "Look, this place is a little bit more expensive than what I'd hoped, but it's also it was a cheaper situation for me in a better house." So I was
Mm.
like, and I didn't wanna get locked into another year there, so I just had to kind of manifest my own destiny, and that
Well,
kinda
that's
worked.
it.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
had to get to that point to learn how to manifest things,
that's it. What's
to
this person here
turn it
says, "Invite
around.
Christ to be your friend, ever flowing well." But, I mean, if you it depends what your belief system is, but
Mhm,
that's the sort of the same thing, as in,
mm,
actually really try to believe and be a positive, like you're saying, positive, every day. Every
mm,
day, no matter what, try and sit
mm.
in the good or try and bring the good in,
Yeah,
and, we have no control over anything,
yeah,
but at
yeah,
least you can invite it in some
yeah,
way. You can
and
ask for
when
it. Yeah.
yeah, and when that negative energy takes over, it's really hard to grasp the positive ones back, because you're trying to be positive at the same time as everything around you being a negative reinforcement, and it's so hard to snap out of, but it's also just as hard to get there sometimes, and it was really, like, about a good 4 years of torture before I
Mm.
even got to a point where I was like, What am I doing? Like, where am I going?"
Yeah.
Um, but I'm also fortunate enough to be quite, resilient, I guess. I've sort of had to battle these types of things my whole life because I've been diagnosed with, like, autism and all sorts of things, so I it there was a lot of realizing that I'd actually suffered this way my whole life, but it's now affecting my body, like, that you can actually kind of almost quantify it in some ways because it's physically made my whole body. I'm on the internally, I'm essentially like an 80-year-old. I look
Mm.
like a 20-year-old, I'm 40,
Always
but
ch
I
it's always
feel
change.
aged.
It's al You can always change that, but I just wanna say, I'm not, when I've been talking before, I'm not dissing I'm not, making out that it's just easy to switch it off at
Mm,
all. I know, I
mm,
know it's real, and
mm,
I live very closely with someone who experiences, well, look, I'm putting this out to my, putting this out everywhere. You know, myself, I did get very depressed as a young person. Um, I remember at some point, like sitting in a cupboard, unable to actually leave, and crying and
Mm.
crying and thinking, I don't know how to get on with this life. I don't know how
Yeah.
to do it. I mean, I was very young, but you know, maybe 18 or something, 19. Where I was in America at that point, and I didn't really know where I was going at all. But I do remember feeling so like stuck.
Mm.
And that's and at different times after that, even when I was in London, I was often very depressed, but like you said, your resilience, I would carry on. I was able to do everything. I'd go to classes. I did plays then. I did things. But underneath, I was very alone in the beginning when I first moved back there. Um, but I also have experienced a particular person who very much can be very depressed, and it manifests in their body,
Mm.
and it's like they can't move it. They
Mhm.
cannot move it.
Mhm.
Talking about things like cranial sacral therapy, perhaps just to help unblock whatever it
Mm.
is that's blocking.
Yeah.
But it's very, very sad to see it, and very, very hard. Um, and it's real,
Yeah.
no doubt about that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's quite incredible. Like I've obviously recognized it in the past to some degree, but with all the trauma that's happened the last few years, I've actually now been diagnosed also with PTSD on top of everything else, and
Mm,
CPTSD, which is complex trauma. Um, and I think I've figured out that that's the thing, I guess, that has been holding the most weight in the last few
mm,
years. Um, at first, obviously, I thought it was just sort of exacerbated symptoms of all the other things, but that's
mm.
essentially, I guess, what PTSD would be then from there, because I was undiagnosed until, middle of lockdown. So
Yeah,
I had a lot of trauma from just basically being undiagnosed as well, and then going through what everyone else was going through, as well as like having to process all of that. And as things were changing, it was becoming harder and harder because I'd figured things out, and I'm like, okay, now I know the root of the problem, and I'd try to battle it, and then something would change, and I'm like, ah.
yeah.
So
And
yeah,
also probably being a bit different altogether because you know, you had your own thought processes about what was going on.
yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, that was, I mean, that it kind of all, um, it sort of all fed off each other, because I was kind of realizing all these things at the same time, and realized how connected they all were. Because I was going, well, I can't put something in me if I don't even know what I have yet, like things like
Mm.
that. And yeah, that caused a lot of
Just
issues
pointing out,
because
this is Denise with her hemp oil.
mm,
So can help with PTSD, CPTSD, ADHD, and mind, body, and soul. Yeah,
mhm.
I'm still taking her hemp oil.
Yes, that actually is, it's always good to have resources for that, because I am actually prescribed CBD and cannabis and everything. I have found
Mm,
it is the best thing. It also means that I'm not really taking a whole bunch of other medication other than just some stuff for the ADHD that's been
mm.
around for decades, so I'm feeling okay with it. But it's also really hard to find resources, because like when you try to search it on your own, of course everything's coded on the internet and things like that for it, even though it's legal now.
Have you
Um,
have you ever used her stuff?
no, I
Denise's?
actually haven't.
Mm,
I obviously, like, I get a prescription and they kind of like, give you ones, but
mm.
I can obviously get it from other places. So it is really good to know, especially if they're
Her
nice local
hers,
places. Actually,
her link is at the bottom. Um,
awesome.
oh,
Yeah.
I should actually have that up as a referral there. It's hempflower.com.au, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, and the good thing with hemp oil is that you don't necessarily need a prescription as well. You can access that pretty easily. It's more if you want like the medicinal, with the THC and things like that. But yeah, hemp oil is so
Hers
accessible
is
and
not medicinal.
so
Yeah.
It's so handy. Yeah, either way. I mean, it's all medicinal, isn't it? Let's be
Well,
honest.
that's right. Different kind of medicinal, yeah.
But that's a great one. Like I went through, you know, the regular chains just because I'm on disability and stuff now, so I'm sort of playing within the rules to some degree, but also trying to do things my own way just because I need the help. I'm basically on my own. You know, I don't have any family connection anymore, so I've a whole heap of things have happened in the last few years.
Wow, okay. So I think
I don't have
you're close with
support
your mum.
there.
No?
Yeah, especially if, like, I need the main support I need right now is financial, and they can't help me. So,
Yeah.
and they caused a lot of problems. So I kind of have to battle this on my own at the moment. And thankfully, I've got amazing support workers helping me. That has been a godsend. But I
So
actually
here's
haven't
the
for a while.
I'll just say this, but here is so Martin's what are you calling it? You. So he's got a question for you. Where's your end game? He's saying, yeah, you're trapped in the system, but you're very proactive in what you've just set up, right? You talk about that.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So look, I got diagnosed through lockdowns and everything, and I kind of had to. I was on my own, and I needed ways to support me. At the time, I had a house as well. I've since lost it, and that sort of became a big part of the problem because I was in a much better position whilst having the house and asking for government support. So now I'm kind of in a much worse situation that I don't have a lot of financial support, and the support I'm getting from the government's not kind of quite right for me. But I am trying to utilize it in the way I believe it should be utilized, and using it to basically get myself back on my feet to a position where I was before I needed the help. Hopefully get myself off it, and now have experience from both participant perspective, and I'm now doing support work myself from provider perspective as well. And so I'm going to hopefully use that experience to benefit others, use my knowledge to I honestly, I never want anyone to have to get to the position that I did. And the best thing I can do now with the trauma that came about from all of that is put it to good use, and hopefully help some others avoid getting to that place, even if it's still hard, you know.
So you're setting up as a provider.
Yes.
So you're not doing the support work. You're actually putting other support workers out into jobs.
Well, yeah, no. I'll be a support worker, but basically, I've started a website which I managed to get up live last night after I found out I was doing this morning.
Have you got that link?
I can pop it in because I'm in the wrong screen at the moment. I'm not sure what to do. I'll pop it in the chat afterwards.
Yes.
Yeah,
and
it's
I'm just going to be popping this in here. Look, I know that GoFundMe apparently isn't the best, so I'm going to try and find another one. But this is the marooned.
Oh yes, yeah.
This is if people have anyone they know, because I don't like to ask for people I know. I feel like if you know anyone who might.
I'll try and figure out how to set up a little link to it on the website that I just started as well. I could do that.
Absolutely.
Now I've got my own website apparently.
When you're ready.
Yeah.
It's just some people go, oh my God, I know someone who would definitely, want to be a sponsor of that, and so send it to them.
Yeah, and I've started also a Facebook that I can put in the links as well, just to start a bit of community vibe, because I recognized that when I was going through all of this, the main thing that helped me was talking about it with other people experiencing similar things, and helped me to really understand more about myself and therefore everyone around me as well. So I'm
That's the thing
trying to
with
start.
anything, isn't it? Like anything like this, it's like feeling like you're a little bit an alien. You're on your own there, but you actually communicate. And
Yeah.
that's why, like, just going back to the depression thing, talking to this person on the phone yesterday, and not realizing how she'd been suicidal and so much depression. And I thought, well, if I didn't talk to her or ask people, if not me, but if people don't talk, and someone said, or she said, well, that's different actually. Someone said it's the ability to rely on each other. We have to have the ability to rely on each other, not just conveniently, hi, you want to come for a coffee and we just talk about whatever. No, actually, I feel shit, so I'm going to call you up and tell you I feel really bad. Why are we so scared to do that? Why are we scared to be so vulnerable or open?
Yeah. Do you know, I think at the moment, because like we all collectively, the entire planet went through a really rough time together. We've all come out on the other side with some form of PTSD or anxiety or something that is still lingering, and nobody knows what to do with it. But we also went through a time where everyone was going through something hard. So we've become saturated with people's issues, basically. And we're all desensitized from it now. No one can openly feel like they can talk about something without somebody attacking them about something.
So you're thinking in that way. Yeah, I can see that. But myself, I don't feel I feel stronger than ever from the last week. I think because I thought
I think that's the thing though, like those of us that especially that have sort of been able to see through all of this stuff, we've become incredibly resilient. And I think that's where a lot of my own sort of confidence about speaking openly about it comes from. And I found also, look, it doesn't mean everyone has to speak about it either. A lot of people don't want to, and that's fine. It's just those of us that can, I think, should, because I think that in alone is helpful for people just to hear other people talk about it as well.
That's it.
I think that was what helped me in the beginning as well.
Being resilient and being able to be there for other people is a gorgeous thing. And you've found that that's something that helps you, because I know we're on a screen here, but I just see how different in your persona even.
Yeah, it's, I think even being in this space, like I basically applied for one place and got it because I was following signs from my nana from beyond. And but I also just happened to land literally a street away from where I grew up, which is where honestly I should have been the last 10 years. I bought in the next suburb over, and even that the start of that journey was not quite right. And I just feel so much more grounded here. I think we all struggle finding where our feet are, and a lot of it came from just listening to my inner child. And of course, I landed back where I grew up, didn't I?
You feel grounded. That's what you look. You look grounded.
Yeah.
You look more grounded. Yes. Yeah.
Honestly, the moment I stepped in this place, I'm in the worst position I've actually been this entire time in terms of support and financial and everything.
Yes.
But I'm also feeling way more myself, I think.
Yeah. That's interesting, actually. I think I felt the same moving near the beach, because it just felt really grounding for me and really opened up my creative flow a lot.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Sounds a bit wanky, doesn't it? But anyway.
Yeah, I know, but sometimes the wacky and wanky seems to work. Like anything I've tried that's normal just doesn't seem to work for me. So
well, you can feel stuck. You can feel stuck in certain places as well. I think. I mean, I'm only in a really small place, but I think it's the fact that I can actually walk to the beach if I wanted.
Exactly. Yeah. The place I was in before, I couldn't even get down the driveway. Like it was basically like being in prison for a year, because I couldn't hear anything down there. I couldn't see anyone. I couldn't even get packages delivered properly.
Wow.
It was frustrating.
Whereas I lived over in Coburg when I first met you, and for 1 year.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
fantastic garden and everything, but that house was like, it was just like a, I don't know, it was like a garage sale. It was so full of stuff,
The old
and,
pokey rooms are a
the
bit sort of
past, all the
yeah.
past was in the garage.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
so much stuff I've just got rid of, and now I think that's also really important. It's part of you, where you're going. I'm still getting rid of stuff, you know?
Yeah, currently downsizing. I'm selling all my stuff on Depop if anyone's
Oh,
interested.
I do too. I do Depop too. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
great when you get a sale,
I'll
isn't
put
it?
some links.
Oh, we put it on your, you can put it on your Facebook as well, Depop,
Yeah,
I think.
yeah, yeah, I will. Yeah, I did try that at one point, and then they changed the address on me, but anyway. So that
Mm.
was good.
But so I did invite another woman who, hopefully she's watching. She made a comment about how deeply she was suffering from depression. Because no, I think I said in my live thing something like, suffering is not really a good word, but you know what? People who are
Mm,
really depressed are suffering. It's true, and she made
mm,
a point of that.
mm,
So you can't deny it. Sometimes there's just, how do you help someone out? It feels like they're in a river of their own cloud. They're in a cloud of their own, of this, thing which is around them. But
yeah,
you can't say snap out of it. It's like,
yeah,
eating disorder. You can't just go eat. You can't just
yeah,
whatever. It's real, and sadly, just leading to the suicide part.
mm,
You know, everyone seems to know someone who has got to the point where they feel they're not worthy of being here. Um, they wouldn't be missed, which I've heard
mm,
that line so many, which is just an awful, awful
mm,
thing, because everybody would be missed.
yeah,
And, obviously, the people who are left, they were the
yeah,
ones who therefore then suffer
yeah,
and go into all kinds of other stuff. And never ever get past, and feel shame, and feel it's their fault, and feel they could have done something. So don't. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, it's definitely, I think also the hard part is knowing what it is for even yourself to understand how you can snap out of it. Because I think
Mm,
that's, I guess if we knew that that would be what we'd do.
absolutely.
Um,
Yeah.
and you don't know until it happens. And I think a lot of the time, I found for myself when I was having those moments, it was me, I was having like spirals, for example, where I can just go from hero to zero in an instant. And in that moment, I don't know what to do and I need to speak to someone. And when you're alone, especially, that can
Mm,
become really daunting to understand who you can reach out to in that time. If for me, for example, it often would happen in the middle of the night. So my brain's going, okay, I
mm,
can't contact that person. They've got a tiny child. Can't contact that person. They work
yeah.
early in the morning. I can't contact that person because they've heard enough of this. And, and that's
Mm.
all going on in your mind. And then you're going, I don't have anyone to speak to right now. Why? And then, it kind of spirals even more from
There we
there.
go. That's, you know, that's, what's the word? Not guilt, but feeling a little bit embarrassed, or wouldn't even think embarrassed at the time,
Mm,
but you're a burden. You feel
mm.
you're a burden. You'll be
That's
burdening someone.
exactly it. Yeah, feeling like you're a burden all the time, and people who generally have those thoughts, that's something that they often feel every moment of every day of their lives. So,
Mm,
you know, I find myself saying sorry to everything, even inanimate objects, because I realize that I have no self-worth, like I try that I've just always been that way. I was sorry, 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 sorry. But it's
that's,
because I spent my whole life being told I
yeah,
was wrong about
you've got
everything.
it. Sorry, what was that?
I spent my whole life feeling I was wrong about everything because I kind of
Exactly.
learned in a different way, because obviously everything's backwards for me. I do
Yeah.
things differently, but
Well,
I didn't
that's
know.
right. That's your thing, but there's the worth thing. I
Mm,
think a lot of people, like, so many people I've met, so many women I have had problems with their worth, and it's all connected sometimes to their what they feel they look like, or how they can control that, or blah blah blah, all the different disorders, and that's why anorexia and all of that stuff is eating disorders is so huge, because it's all connected to worth. And and always feeling like you're doing the wrong thing. Yours is connected with the way your brain operates or whatever, but that is a very common thing anyway. Always feeling, oh shit, I'm not going to do it properly, so I won't even try. And I hear this a lot myself. Exactly, I was the same. Probably because of my upbringing, always feeling like you do something wrong, or you're not good enough, or you know, so you don't even try. And I mean, I see it in my own kids. Don't even try, because I could fail. It may not be perfect at it, may not work, so we won't even bother to try, you know?
Yeah. And that leads back to like the paralysis that you were speaking of before, that your mind can essentially form a paralysis of sorts, that your body doesn't even move. Like, I have good days and bad days, and there are days where I think I'm doing well, but my body's telling me otherwise. It's like, no, I can't do anything today.
So you actually physically can't motivate yourself.
I had days back during lockdown. So actually, speaking of eating disorders as well, I have an eating disorder, and it's it kind of looks like a bit like anorexia and bulimia on the outside, but it's all involuntary. It's like it's part of it's to do with an autoimmune thing that I've got, and a lot of it's to do with the eating disorder that I've got, actually, mostly because of autism. It's called ARFID. It's avoidant restrictive food intake disorder.
Yeah, right.
I avoid certain foods and things for whatever reason. So when I going through lockdowns and everything, I dropped a whole bunch of weight because I couldn't keep anything down. I was avoiding things and all sorts of things. And yeah, it was all connected to just anxiety and all, you know. I had a place I was going with that, and I can't remember.
I do that all the time, don't worry.
Yeah.
It'll come back.
You'd said something there. I was like, hang on, I was going somewhere with that. Sorry.
To do with the worth, I guess, or
right, yeah. Oh, yeah, probably that, but I can't remember exactly.
To do with not feeling well. You're not worthy, but you're not capable of something, or you're not. You're always going to do it wrong. Is it to do with that? Perhaps?
Oh, potentially. I can't remember now, but we could go back to that anyway, because that is it's sort of like
being judged.
A big part of of everything that I go through is that like I think we're talking about the different self-worths and stuff at one point, and I found like, because I've obviously had this since birth or childhood or whatever. I found part of the reason that I tend to have that self-worth issue is because I guess I'd learnt everything from being told I was wrong the other way around. Like I learnt things the way I thought they were right, and then everything was wrong. So I'm legitimately constantly concerned if I'm doing the wrong thing. Like,
right, you're on your own. You're your own critic always.
Yeah.
They're watching yourself.
So,
what are you doing?
Yeah. I do talk to myself a lot, let's be honest.
Who doesn't? Lucky I have dogs, so it looks like I'm talking to them.
Yeah. I know. I fake it with the cats sometimes too.
Look, so are you this also sort of connecting up with that bit I was talking about at the beginning, the word loneliness, or being alone. There's two things to that. You can be alone, or you can be lonely, and they're not the same, and they're not necessarily connected. I know a lot of people who are alone, and they're very, very, very much happy in that way, myself included. I call myself, I'm a single human being by myself who, no matter whether I'm seeing someone or not, I'm still a single human being.
Yeah.
And I am me, and I've got to keep true to myself. I'm not, so, what am I saying? I've got what you just did then.
We've all got my syndrome.
Talking about that thing about being, lonely. It's, you feel you can be alone, perhaps when you're the strong version of yourself.
Oh, they're definitely two very different things, because I think loneliness is the thing that is the biggest problem and what can lead to depression. And it often does come from physically being alone, but it's actually more than that. It seems to be more highlighted, I think, when you're physically alone, because you don't have someone there to bounce off, or like you don't even have to question what they're doing or whatever at that point in time, because you can see it, that kind of thing. Physically, you might need help, all of that. But the loneliness, I think, kicks in when it seems to actually, for me, happens more when you actually know you have a lot of people around you that can help and likely would. But it's when you realize you don't know how to utilize that and actually reach out. That seems to be when the loneliness hits and the depression spirals for me. But
so that would be, I would imagine, that you're kind of pointing bad arrows at yourself or something, like, why would anyone want to help this person?
Exactly. Kind of like, well, what's my problem mean right now to this person? Like, why would they care? Like, it's got nothing to do with them, kind of thing. And you start going,
what I said too, I'm not going to say her name, on the phone when I realized how she was. I said, you call me anytime you want. I don't care if you just call me up just to cry. Call me I don't think I said that line, but I do mean that line if he's watching. If you got to be able to reach out, or have some humans in your life that you can reach out to, and put me on that list too. I don't care if you're call me in the middle of the night. Talking to you, Beth.
Thank you.
I think I've got your phone. You got my phone number, I think. But so this, we can't be lonely amongst people,
That's the thing. I think loneliness really kicks in more when you're amongst people and you have no idea how they can help you, because a lot of the time my mind's even going, I can't ask this person for help. They need help themselves. Like, that seems to be
but you might be able to help them in turn. You might actually be able to connect and help each other and come out with a completely different result that you didn't even realize. So Jan Murphy, I talk to Jan often. I have to say it again, Jan is the first off the rank of anybody that supported what was Cafe Locked-Out, the original thing. So she's been a 6-year veteran of commenting. So that's, I enjoy living alone, but never feel alone. Exactly. I enjoy people when I'm out, but love coming home and enjoy my own company, making your own decisions, I would imagine. Some people who have never lived alone do not understand people who don't need a partner 24/7. I agree. I mean, I don't live alone at the moment, but, that's my daughter. But, and yes, Iggy, you and Olive. You just moved to my pillows, like,
excuse me.
But I can imagine. I have lived by myself in the past, and I agree. If you're strong in yourself, or, you don't have to be strong in yourself. You'll be strong sometimes. You'll be weak. No, actually, the weak's a horrible word. You won't be so strong sometimes. But you are still your own identity. And
Yeah, exactly. And I actually found, I think that was a big part of last year when I was struggling. It was me recalibrating to that basically, because I'd had little spouts of being alone along the way, especially during lockdowns and everything. But ultimately, there was always a goal of having a housemate, or there was a partner or whatever. Last year was the first time in my entire life that I was alone. And calibrating to that was incredibly difficult when was already in a position where I was so unwell that my legs weren't even working properly. I didn't even feel them. So I had to do a lot of work to get back to a place where I could even walk again, let alone do anything else.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was an interesting journey because although, yeah, at times I had those spirals and everything, I was also grateful that I'd learnt to live on my own and without any support pretty much, or like, financially, things like that. I obviously have emotional support from all my friends who are wonderful. And I've always had that, thankfully, but there was, physical support and financial support that also needed to come into play. And I was actually paying for my own support work out of pocket at one point because I didn't have funds and I needed it.
You'll be a better all-round human being for having gone through and going through
Yeah,
this
and
stuff,
now,
you know?
like, now I feel like having gone through that, I'm actually more in tune with my, like, internal, intuition, I think, and that's what is really important, I think, finding that, internal calibration that is solely your own thoughts and your own mind and your own
Oh
gut,
my
that
goodness. I was just
nothing
gonna
else
say
coming
those
in.
very things. I was just gonna say that, exactly that.
Yeah,
Exactly.
well, see, we've
That
come to
you
the same conclusions, and I think we've had a similar journey with our,
because you get
way
to
of
a point
mm,
where you actually sit with your thoughts, or you
mhm,
allow the thoughts to
mm,
come in and out because you've got that space.
mm,
You're not responsible for anyone else, or having to, answer, I suppose, or whatever.
mm.
I'm making it sound really bad because obviously some relationships can be fantastic, but,
Yeah,
if you take that time, or in that situation where you have time for yourself, by
mm,
yourself, you just see
mm,
a bit more,
yeah,
and intuition and all of those things.
mm.
You allow that. Yeah, agree.
Yeah, exactly. You really learn to, and I mean, maybe it comes off as stubborn sometimes, but mostly it's just I'm like, no, I'm so certain on this. I know
Mm,
exactly how it's going to play out, and nearly every time it plays out exactly how it's going to play out. And I've learnt to tune into that a lot more, as little things were evolving and working out. I was going, well, this actually seems to work. This is the first
mm.
time anything's worked out for me in
Yeah,
a
there
very
we go.
long
This
time.
person just said life-changing. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's, um, agree. And you said what did you say? Selfish? No.
I'm stubborn.
Stubborn. I don't think it's
Sometimes.
stubborn. It's
Yeah.
exactly what you just mentioned before,
Mm,
thinking that you were always wrong and doing things wrong, but actually
mm,
realizing, well, it doesn't really matter because this is how
mm.
I'm doing it. This is how I do it. This is what I
Yeah,
think, you know?
exactly.
Being
Yeah.
allowed being absolutely, what's the word? Thing in your own, English
Planted
language.
in your
It's
own.
just in your own, integrity, in your own
Mm,
sense, what you
yeah.
believe, instead of being, "Oh, we're supposed to believe that," or, "Oh,
Mm,
okay, yeah, I've changed my mind." Whatever you say, yeah. But
yeah.
sticking to
Yeah.
it, nothing wrong with that. It's a much more attractive thing. Yeah.
Yeah, when you're clouded by judgment, I think, external judgment, you don't actually realize sometimes how much it can change your path. I like for me, the reason became so obvious is because there were so many big things that happened all in a row that I was trying to change, and they were
Mm.
happening in front of my eyeballs, and I just couldn't do anything about it.
Well, look what Jan just says there. thanks for sharing your story, Bess. I can see a massive difference in your attitude over the last few months. Keep on going, sending hugs to you. It's true. It's true.
Thank you.
You're
I
on the
did get
right
off
path.
social media. That helped.
What did you do?
I did go off social media on the holidays. That
Oh,
helped.
yeah.
I tapped it away for a while, but I'm tapping back in, but I'm finding it's actually good just kind of leaving it.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's necessary for what I'm doing, but the thing is, you might find the same thing. But that's because we all thought, we don't want to talk about it, but we thought we, had to show certain.
Yeah. Well,
Which we
look,
still
it's kind
might.
of half happening and it'll still happen, but whatever. We'll see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
I've got a website now. I'll just talk to people through that.
We're going to connect with each other as long as we can. I think
Yeah.
that's the thing. And then when they stuff us up here, we'll go in person.
Yeah, they brought us together now. There's no coming back.
She should go. Jan thinks she should go off as well, social media. But the thing is, if you don't live on your phone, you just.
I just got rid of the apps so that I'm not constantly reminded. And then when I think about it, I'm like, oh, I'll go check it now, And that's how I used to do it. So I don't know why I don't keep doing it that way.
So you mean what's your website? Martin wants your website.
Yeah, so my nickname's Bess, so I've played on, it's a play on words, and the website itself is bessporcaro.com, which is
how do you spell the last name?
Porcaro, Porcaro, and it's just .com, but my business name is
Porcaro.
Yeah, that's it. P for Peter, yeah. So that's just my surname and my nickname. But my business is Best Life ND.
Oh.
So it's.
Hang on, I want the
business. No, that's it. That's the website. But I'm sort of.
So is it bestporcaro.com?
Yeah, it is. So I'm just because I'm kind of branding myself, I guess, and it's going to have a few different things coming off it.
Just .com.
Yeah, so just bestporcaro.com, and in there you'll see that there's a lot of reference to Best Life.
There we go. I'll put it on that one.
And I'm pretty sure it's up.
Cafe Locked Out. Huh? What's that? I mean.
Oh, someone's put the address there as a comment.
No, me. I did that.
Oh, that was you.
No, but I didn't know Cafe Locked Out was back.
Oh, that's funny.
I thought it was still the other one.
There we go.
Who? Oh, hang on. No, you're right. Someone else. What? I don't understand. This is at Cafe Locked Out -Z. I don't know who that is. There. Just put earthwormwoman's got you. Okay. And
Yeah, so there's only a couple of pages. It's pretty simple, but one side of it's the support work side of stuff, and then the other side of it there's I'm going to try and start a bit of a community vibe for well, I don't mind the term neurodivergent because it kind of is fairly inclusive. It's kind of just an umbrella for all of the above, and sort of a neurodivergent corner, which of the internet that I'm hoping to become eventually a bit interactive and things like that as well. But I'm going to try and post content that maybe some funny stuff, mostly targeted towards mental health and ventures and stuff that I'll have going. But everything I do on there will be related, I guess, to my own mental health, and the idea is to hopefully help others that might go through similar things and stuff as well.
Absolutely. Great. And because it's your name, that's a really
so then that way I can do a few different things. That's why I did the website as my name, but then there's a few different pages and there'll be a couple of different sort of directions that it goes in. But ultimately I am getting out there as a support worker and getting some clients and stuff through that as well.
I do. I'm with one as well, but I've only got this one client.
Yeah,
which is fine. I have to keep doing what I'm doing here, even though I'm not getting paid for it yet. But it will pay off eventually at some point. I mean, with Marooned and everything. I need to give it as much time as I can. And yeah, if I can just pay myself eventually, that's to do this and pay. I want to pay obviously I'm going to pay all the actors, all the crew involved. It's really exciting. I found this great DOP, cinematographer, young guy, and using another woman called Beck Smith, who is she's a makeup artist, and she's also an actor. So it's like what you're doing. It's so nice to actually see something, and you're going with it. And that's what I was talking about. There's Denise and Maddalena with her beautiful products. Seriously, if you want and I always say this, but it's the truth. They smell absolutely exquisite. Her stuff. All of these people just going, okay, I'm going to make this happen and making it happen.
Yeah. I think I know it's a silly thing, but honestly, I think that year of the snake versus the year of the horse thing is a thing, because so many people are shedding all the bad energy from last year, and it's already showing signs.
I know. I feel like we shouldn't speak too soon, but I agree.
Well, yeah. Look, I mean, I think the first few days were a bit weird, so I feel like if you start out on a bit of a weird note, then it gets better along the way.
Well, we're not even there yet. Apparently, it's sometime in February, isn't it? When it changed.
Oh yeah, well yeah, oh yeah. Well, I mean, it changes every year, so I'm not sure when it is. On my 30th, it fell on my birthday actually, which is February 18th. Yeah.
You're a Valentine's Day.
No, 19th. So I'm actually on the cusp of Aquarius and Pisces.
February 19th.
Yeah.
That's Iggy's birthday.
Oh.
He's going to be 10.
Oh, cute. Not many people have my birthday. It's really funny.
You're an Aquarius.
I always know people on either
No, you're not. You're a Pisces. You're a Pisces.
No, I'm Aquarian, but I'm
you're
on the cusp. Yeah, it's a bit weird in February because it's a bit earlier. But yeah, it's weird. I don't often meet many people on my actual day, but I know so many Aquarians.
Are you, Denise? Are you February the 17th? So you're.
There you go. That's my ex-partner's birthday. He was 2 days before me.
Are you serious?
Yeah. I always meet Aquarians. It's so funny. We all get it.
Oh my goodness, hard to I don't know about female Aquariuses, but males.
Oh look, yeah,
not getting much info. Can't get much info. So yeah, I want to quickly talk about this GoFund here. Yeah, they take 2%, 2.9% plus 30 cents for each donation. Maybe set up a direct deposit system. All funds go to you rather than to third party. The tip option can be. I don't want people doing tips or anything. Yeah. I have to see how that is, because that might look like I'm earning that money.
Yeah.
So I have to. I'm going to see about one called the Australian Cultural Fund that won't do anything for the person donating. But yeah, I can do that one really quickly. Actually, I'll do that today.
Yeah.
Because I don't think anybody should be giving more than they're giving. Here, there's another snake here.
Yeah. Weird.
So yeah, I'll do that. So if you're thinking of helping and you're hesitating because of that fund, sorry about that. I thought they were a good one because we used them way back and it was fairly easy to set up. I'll get onto that. Anyway, we're coming towards the end of the show. Is there anything else anybody wants to throw in, or you yourself? You can opt out of tipping, yes, but you're the person who's donating. It looks like they're charged with that percent, and it should actually be coming out of somewhere else, I think. Oh, snake to fire horse on the 17th. There, that's it. So you will be, yeah.
Oh, there you go. So that's wow. So that's when it falls this year. Interesting.
Yeah, and I'm looking to shoot from the 23rd of Feb, if everything works out. So we'll get it shot in a day.
That's the week of my birthday. We'll have lots to celebrate.
Yeah. So yeah. She's a snake. Who's a snake? Are you a snake?
I don't know. I was born on I was year of the ox, but I'm also on the cusp of ox and rat, apparently. So I'm a cusp girl. I'm all over the shop.
Anyway, it's you're whatever you are, doesn't really. I don't think the animal one really connects so much. But anyway, if anyone else has got any more comments, please throw them up and I'll put them out there for us to chat on. But otherwise, you have a wonderful day, Bess, and keep going. Are you doing some work on your stuff today?
Well, yeah, I guess now I have to hit the ground running. I did make it live last night and I haven't done much about it yet, so I should probably go do
Which platform do you use for your websites?
What's that, sorry?
Is it Wix or which one do you use?
Oh, look, I actually started kind of getting it ready just before I did this big move. And I bit the bullet and got a Shopify actually, because eventually I might, sell things and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I had some experience in an old job with that as well, so I kind of knew the platform already, so it was easy to know.
So it's a Shopify website. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I'm always thinking what to do. I
think it's not too dissimilar to like a Square or whatever. There's a bunch of them that.
Yes, I have looked at that one. And the other thing I just want to say, Heather Bruce as well is another person, and go to Life. They're my other. I tend to zip over there and then zip over there. So sorry about that, everyone. You know what I mean?
Right. I get it.
I remember I have to. Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I gotcha.
Yeah. I have to. I remember I have to always say all the people who support me. So yeah.
Of course, yeah.
So enjoy the day, everyone. If you feel obliged to pop a couple of bucks in, or know anyone who's a multi-millionaire that might want to help fund this amazing suicide prevention piece, or anyone that wants to go and have a check out Bess's website, please have a look. And I'm talking to Scotland tonight about Marooned in Scotland and England more. They've already been using a reading of the play. The reading of the play is doing incredibly well.
Yeah.
And I want to talk to them about what I'm doing here with the play, with the film. So eventually they can use that. So
I'm really excited because ironically, every time it was on, I was too depressed to get there. I couldn't act. I was going through that paralysis I was talking about. So
that's awesome.
I'm actually really excited that you made.
I've got to get back in touch with my friend Gio, because she's one who I shouldn't say her name, but anyway, she attempted suicide, and I didn't even know. It was a while back when I was marketing the play, and I just doing some messenger invites, and I sent her one, and she said, "Wow, ironic, because I attempted to leave the Matrix a couple of weeks ago, exit the Matrix," and I thought, "Oh my God, don't." And she turned up. She was actually she turned up, and she found it cathartic. She said it wasn't. It didn't. No, Denise, you give enough. But if you want to put, obviously, I know I can use I will use Hempflower as a sponsor no matter what. Anyway, if you give, you don't have to give much. What am I saying? Yeah, no, she it didn't make her feel bad. It didn't send her down, and she's been behind helping me as well. She works with NDIS actually. Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Anyway. Thank you so much. And I'm going to head off and carry on with what I'm doing as well. And we'll see you next week. And I'll try and put some more lives up everywhere. And thanks so much, everyone, for watching. And we'll leave with the Maddalena's products.
Thank you, everybody.
Okay, bye.
Thanks.
I am not just a product made to satisfy the pocket, nor do I require the same fame others seek. I desire your heart, the passions that make you a woman, any woman, every woman. My scents are a representation of purpose, courage, confidence, each botanical ingredient a praise of thanksgiving and self-care. The way I feel upon your flesh, a comfort of nourishment, as I feed dehydrated and depleted layers of skin, bursting for a new life of regrowth and youthfulness. If I stir your soul with each application, let it be known that you, too, are an intimate duet woman.